stream. That way we're going. Oh, we're gonna start the stream. People are already starting to tune in.
Oh, sweet.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. Are you able to see some of the comments popping up?
Yeah,
Yep.
gotcha.
People saying hi there, hey, things along those lines.
All right. Hey,
Right.
look, I'm here.
I'm also going to go ahead and make a little thing where I mention everybody. Let's see here. Come and join us for with and I'm also going to go ahead and copy a link into the Discord notification so that way people will actually be able to watch it and just go straight from the link. Cool. And alrighty. People are starting to file in now. We have the live going. People are able to join. And for those of you that don't know, this is a little Q&A panel with one of our honored guests and panelists, Sledgehammer. If you want to go ahead and say hi.
Hey there.
For those of you that are curious, their Discord is at Sledge. We also have the Discord server itself linked into the comment section. So if you aren't a part of the server and you'd like to be a part of it, feel free to go ahead and join it there. Are you able to pull up the, I guess, comment section for the live stream?
Yeah, I can see everyone's saying hi. Hi, everybody.
All right. Would you be able to hold up by yourself, directly interacting with the chat?
Sure.
All right. I'll go ahead and let you take it from here. I'll be listening in, so whenever you're ready, just let me know when we want to start closing things out.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Sledgehammer Cosplay here. And this is my first live stream I think I've done, other than like live stuff on Instagram. So taking live questions is different. This is like my first time doing this. So I'm kind of excited and nervous at the same time. But yes, I'm dressed up as Maui. I don't have the skirt on though, you know. I just the bodysuit. You know. Maui at home, he's pretty casual. So I'm going to be taking questions. Can I say hi to you, please? Yes. Hello, Aaron. Some of the things that I was going to talk about today was props, armor, my creative process. It's a lot of different things that why I love this hobby so much. Most of the time I do prop panels, so I'll come in and there'll be a lot of Q&A about how would you make this thing, how would you make that thing, and I'd have a laptop set up to go through certain builds. Like if I had an armor build, I can go through it step by step and answer people's questions about specific methods, and sometimes also like some more advanced techniques. I might bring things into the panel room to show people how to do it directly. But here we have, you can ask me whatever you like. Scooby fruit snacks. Yes, I like Scooby fruit snacks. No, wait. I like fruit snacks. I've never had Scooby's fruit snacks. So while we're waiting for people to ask questions related to cosplay, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about what my favorite cosplay to wear is. And so I've been cosplaying for about 8 years now. And oh gosh, I don't know how many I've made. I haven't made too many. I mean, like a dozen or so. But you know, you sometimes see people who do a dozen in a year, but I don't. I usually stick to 1 or 2 a year, and I usually do one for fun and one for competition. So I'll do my favorite one to wear has been recently my Scorpion cosplay because it's comfortable. It looks really cool. Um, it's easy to get around. It fits like normal clothing, so you can use the bathroom in it. It's got a lot of, and I completely made it 100% by myself, and it's tailored to fit my body shape, so it flows perfectly with me. So that's probably my favorite, and it's easily recognized because I know if any of y'all are cosplayers and you dressed up as a character, and people say, "Hey, are you so and so from this show?" and you're not, it's kind of like, "Oh no, I'm actually this other person." So having a cosplay on that people recognize is always a good thing. So that adds to why Scorpion is my favorite at the moment to wear. Before that, it was probably Gladio because I have a lot of traits, characteristics that I share in common with that character that I really like. So, but that was a pain in the butt because I'd always have to draw on all the tattoos every time I wanted to cosplay him. And back then I had shorter hair, so I had to put in hair extensions. There was a lot of makeup I had to wear, but it looked really cool. But that was used to be my favorite one. Um, Next, my favorite cosplay to make was my Judge Gabranth costume, and y'all may have seen it's like a full suit of armor, and I have the helmet here for it. Right here. This was my favorite. This was not my favorite thing to make. The helmet was the worst part of the entire build, but my favorite build overall was that armor build because it was a character that I've always liked, and it was like a dream cosplay of mine. So I ended up spending a good about 200 hours building a whole suit from, the head to toes, built 100% from scratch. I even made the shoes for it. Um, this I was really proud of it, and I won a Best in Show for that cosplay 2 or 3 years ago now. And so it's one of my favorites that I made. Um, it was really difficult to make, but it was really fun. Skylar asks, "Have you ever dyed your hair for a cosplay?" I have not. I have worn a blue wig, blonde wig, but I've never dyed my hair any color. I don't know, man. I know a lot of people will go that extra step, but uh, I like my hair the way it is, so I'll grow it out. I grew out my hair so I could cosplay Maui, but I don't know about dyeing it. I know a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine will do that, no problem. But I don't know. I like I like my hair the way it is. I might cut it. Might, maybe, probably not. My least favorite cosplay. Okay, my least favorite cosplay. Uh, oh my goodness. Hmm. So all the characters that I choose to cosplay, I choose for certain reasons. Like I don't just cosplay a character because I think it's a popular character. And everyone has their own reason for doing specific characters. For me, they got to really talk to me, or I got to share something in common with them as a character. So all the characters that I've done, I like those characters. But as far as least, um, one of the most difficult ones that I had was when I cosplayed from Homestuck. And that's right, yes, I cosplay from Homestuck. I did Dual Scar, and I thought it was kind of cool to do that character, but the face paint was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought the horns looked great, but my wig looked terrible, and the cape was kind of cool. The character didn't look terrible, but you know how you're your own worst critic as a cosplayer. I just looked at it and I kept saying, "Oh man, I wish I could do it better." And I never wore it again. I wore it for one convention a few years ago. It was to OniCon, and I mean it was cool, but I just really Yeah, that's my least favorite one. Have I cosplayed a Boku no Hero Academia character? So I am currently building Endeavor, and I have his bodysuit made, and I've been in the process of getting all the electronics together because I just wanted to look badass. And I ran into a problem. He gets a new costume. And I was like, what the hell? Which version am I supposed to make? And then all of a sudden, I mean, spoilers here, if y'all don't know about, that giant scar he has. I won't spoil it for you or how he got it. But, I was working on that first version and then it changed. And now I don't know what to do. It's like, I kind of at a standstill now. I did a casual uh, Best Bird cosplay. It was a commission that I did for somebody. It was, you know, if you check my Instagram out, you'll see the bird head. And I just, did a casual cosplay of him. And then what else was on my list? I helped somebody make some Bakugo gauntlets. They're like the early in the beginning of the show. And I don't know, man. Oh, I also did a commission for. Oh goodness, what's the name of the lady who has all the cute little gadgets and she has the goggles? I made those for somebody too. Let's see. So I have a lot of experience with the fandom and building props for people who cosplay. But personally, I haven't had a full blown cosplay made yet. I'm still working on Endeavor to this day. It's been like 2 years in the making, but I'll get it done. I told too many people I'm going to get it done. I have to finish it. Let's see. What's the most heavily armored thing you've made or wore? Okay, so that was my Judge Gabranth from Final Fantasy 12. And that was a head to toe armor that was built over a bodysuit and a harness because the thing with the way, oh, I don't know if I have a little. Well, if you look up the character, he's just heavily armored, and all of the armor attached to the bodysuit underneath, so that way it moved with my body. It wasn't like just strapped on; it was literally sewn on. And then also, I had to make the bodysuit. I had to make a harness because there was so much armor. I needed something to stick just to the shoulders. I needed, I had a chest piece, the back piece. I had the leg pieces. It was really a pain in the butt to wear, but it's one of those characters you almost never see because it's so complicated to build that it was worth it, definitely, every time I wore it. And I wore it maybe 5 or 6 times until it fell apart because it was foam and PVC. And I just, it's what happens with armor. It doesn't last forever. So you get as many uses out of it as you can. And it was a good time, except for when it was summertime. Let's see. Ariana says, worst experience while you were cosplaying and the best experience. Okay, so I've had nothing but good experiences. I've been cosplaying for 8 years now, and the people are awesome. The community is awesome. So I have had really nothing but positive experiences, and so the best experience is going to be, oh goodness, the best experience. Best experience. Oh, the best experience. That's right. I got to cosplay Gibraltar from Apex Legends, and I got to be the Gibraltar at the at EA Games, EA Play, and it was a partnership with uh, Henchman Crop Studios. They're in Canada, and it's run by a friend of mine, Jordan Duncan. Really amazing work. I know you guys have probably seen their cosplays that they make for companies, and when they decided to make Gibraltar, I got to be Gibraltar, so that was awesome. And I got to go to EA Play out in Vegas. Vegas? No, Hollywood. Hollywood, and it was 100 something degrees out, but I didn't care. I got to be Gibraltar, and it was awesome. That's by far been my favorite memory of cosplaying so far. And then the worst experience. Okay, the worst experience. This is my own fault. So in Austin, there was an event. I can't remember what it was called. DreamHack. So DreamHack a few years ago. It's in the summer, and me and a friend of mine, we go in, we compete together, and we're wearing full armor. And there's like you go in for prejudging, and then there was like this long break before the show, and we didn't want to get out of cosplay, but we needed to eat. And the way that the Austin convention center set up, it's not really convenient for cosplayers. There's nowhere to sit. There's very few places to eat. The lines are long. It's trouble. So we decided, hey, we're gonna walk across the street to this burger joint, literally across the street from the convention center. And we get there, and it takes a lot of effort because we're waiting for traffic. The sun's killing us. We wait in line at the burger place just to come up after waiting for like 20 minutes in the sun for them to tell us they're out of food. And we thought, what the hell? What are we going to do? Oh, I know. We're going to walk to this, like a food trailer place right down the street. We thought it was closer. It was like a mile away. So our costumes were melting. We were melting. We got some good food, but it was definitely the worst stupid thing. I should have took an Uber. I don't know what we were thinking. And we did it in full armor, and people were, well, you know how you are when you're in cosplay and you're walking by normies, and they're like, what are you all dressed up for? Was something going on? We just didn't have the energy to talk to anybody because we were dying, literally dying. So that was the worst. But that's our own fault. Okay. Kelso Queen, Disney has been remaking all the princess movies. If you got the chance, would you audition for a movie? Yeah, of course I would. But I don't know what part I'd want. I am very disappointed that they cut what's his name out of Mulan. Shang? The love interest. Yeah, I would audition to be him or Maui, but I think the Rock's got that nailed down. if that ever happens. But my favorite Disney, my favorite Disney movie, like the animated ones, is Disney's Beauty and the Beast. The new one, the live action one's okay. I like it. It's got its problems, but overall, I really like it. I've seen it probably 10 times now. And I love the Beast. The Beast song, I sing that at karaoke all the time. Let's see. What was the prop or cosplay that was the most fun to make? Puppy Love asks. So, the prop that was the most fun to make was probably my very first one, and it was the Monado from Xenoblade Chronicles. And you can see it. It's up there. It's hanging up on the wall. That was the first thing I ever made. And that was before I even really had decided that I was going to cosplay. I just wanted to make a prop from the game because the game was so awesome. And it's made like a surfboard. It's made out of fiberglass. So it's got the pink foam, and it's got fiberglass resin on it. And it was a pain in the butt, but it was really fun because I felt really accomplished when it was finished. And it's really durable. And I've taken it to I don't know how many conventions. It's definitely something I'm proud of. That's why it's still up there. It's hanging on the wall. I've made other versions of the sword since as commissions, and but nothing beats the very first prop, So I got it hanging up there for everyone to see. They have to walk underneath it to get in the apartment, so I like that. Let's see. Yes, I've always loved Beauty and the Beast. It's a really good story. Let's see. Jewel says, if you made a cosplay for an old anime, what would it be? Good, good. So I'm an old school anime watcher. My first anime I ever saw was Robotech, and that was a long time ago. And I'd say if I was to make an old school from an old school anime, I'd want to do one of the Evangelion, uh, what do you call it? Suits. Uh, you know what I'm talking about, those big things. I can't English. Um, I have plans to make Alphonse from Full Metal, and I don't really identify with Alphonse so much. I'd say I kind of like. I think Fear Bradley is more of a badass, but he's a really bad guy. So I thought, I know I can pull off Al pretty good. Not his voice maybe, but his stature in the suit. So I had plans to make that for a while now. I just never got around to it. Also, if you all remember Teacher's Husband, uh, can't remember his name, but I was gonna cosplay him too. And so that's not too old school. But if we want to go even older, um, maybe there's this guy from Black Lagoon. Gosh, I can't remember his name. I don't know. And there that guy from Cowboy Bebop. I can't think of anybody's name right now. I'm gonna have to Google everything. Let's see. Um, yes, food trucks. Did I said food trailers, didn't I? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Gurren Lagann. I remember seeing that. I saw somebody cosplaying from that, and he was he was the big brother, the one with the glasses. And I said, "Hey, can I take your photo?" He goes, "Who the hell do you think I am?" I didn't know what was going on. I thought I did something to offend him, but it was cool. It was I got a photo of him. He told me, "Oh no, it's just a character," and so I needed to watch it, and I thought it was pretty good. Gosh, I don't know how far I've gotten. I never finished it. And speaking of it, I have a Yoko Rifle commission that I'm working on right here. I just made the template for it. So y'all can see me make that coming up if you follow my Instagram, which is Sledgehammer Creative. You can see me make Yoko's rifle. All right, let's see. Do I sing? Tundra Wolf asks, do you sing when you cosplay Maui? I do not. And I know how many people come up to me and they just like, they say, I'll say you're welcome, but they come, what can I say? And then I'm like, oh, no, no. But I will sing Moana songs. I will sing the songs that she sings because those are much better than You're Welcome. And even like the song that her dad sings, you know, in the beginning of the movie, I really like that song. Um, let's see what else we got here. Feather Flight. If you had the supplies and skills necessary already, what would be your dream build / cosplay project? So, as it turns out, I have this little list right here of cosplays. Can you see that? There you go. This is my dream cosplay list. So on the top we have Valor from Bayonetta. It's big armor build. I would need a helper, 2 helpers to get that. I got Geralt for The Witcher. I really wanted to make that this year, but Soundwave, the old school Soundwave, like from the '80s cartoon Soundwave, really boxy. I wanted to make him forever. Iskandar from Fate Zero. I have a lot of the fabric already for it, but a lot of it is just time. Red Mage from Final Fantasy 14. I have a few things from that. It's weird because, like, you go around and you just buy little bits of each cosplay here and there, like, and like, oh, here's fabric I can use for the cape for this thing. Because if you try and source everything immediately, it seems like you'll end up overpaying for materials, or you might just rush the cosplay and won't look so good. But I don't think. I think to answer your question, if I had all the supplies, yes, an Emperor's Champion from Warhammer, and that's on the bottom of my list because there's no way. Where am I going to put it? That thing's as big as a car, It's a big ass costume. You have to have It has to have its own room to just hang out in because there's nowhere else to put it. But it's definitely something that I've been wanting to make forever. So if you don't know what an Emperor's Champion from Warhammer 40K looks like, just Google that. And Black Templars, man, that's just something I've been wanting to make forever. But the amount of time and space I need, it's just life said no. Oh, let's see. What's the newest anime you've seen? So, Jewel, I'm currently watching Food Wars, which I love. I love this anime. And I've been dragging it out. So I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes like a day. Sometimes skip a little bit and then watch 2 or 3. So I don't know how many months it's been now since I started watching, but I'm on the end of season 4. And I watched it on Crunchyroll. And thankfully, because before I was watching it on Netflix, right? He had like the first 1 or 2 seasons, and then I watched it on Hulu and now Crunchyroll. But thankfully, the original voice actors are really good, and it wasn't that hard to go from the sub to dub to sub, because sometimes you get used to how the character sounds, and then you hear like the Japanese version, and you're like, oh man, that's supposed to be Edward Elric. That sounds weird, So, and I'm sure y'all know the same thing with My Hero, because everyone sounds different. So that's the newest one. I'm still currently watching that one, and then I'm also gonna watch. I've been told I need to watch. Goodness, can't pronounce it, so I guess I can't tell you what it is. Some guy with a lizard head. Hidoro? Is that it? Someone said I needed to watch that. Let's see. What's the weirdest... Tundra Wolf, what is the weirdest experience you've had while cosplaying? The weirdest experience? Slightly NSFW territory. Somebody walked into a panel that I was doing and proposed that I do certain things with them, and I had to ask them to leave in the middle of the floor in front of everybody. That was very, very strange. That was several years ago. Never happened again, so thank goodness. He said while cosplaying. Well, technically I wasn't cosplaying. But let's think about one when I was just not being a panelist, because I was being a panelist that day. Weirdest experience you've ever had in cosplay? Well, I'll have to think on that, because they've been mostly good. So I think something. Let's see. Do you have any projects that you haven't been able to finish? Yes, unfortunately, I have a very long list of commissions that I'm trying to work my way through. before I make anything for myself. So on my list up here, I have Tanjiro's sword that I'm making. I have 2 different Buster swords. Here's one of them here. This one's partially done. See? It's got some materia in there. Yeah, it has a removable handle. Materia lights up. And so this is one of like 3 I have to make. I got the list up here. I'm looking at the list. Nora's hammer from Ruby. That's right here. I'm in the middle of making this. And then we have so there's like 13, 14 things up there. Demon Slayer swords, another engine sword, guns, more swords, helmets, you name it, just a little bit of everything. So, and then this one here that I need to mail out. This is from Breath of the Wild. This is the Savage Lionel Blade. So, I really like this one. It's so light. So, let us see. Buttons or Velcro for tearaway pants? Buttons, definitely buttons. And then you can pick how strong you want the buttons to be. You know, really big ones or small ones. And I mean, I would say either works, but I just feel like the way that buttons feel when you snap them off is a cool thing. Do I have a favorite material or tool technique to work with? Okay, so I make most of my stuff out of foam, just like a lot of other cosplayers. So that's foam, right? EVA foam. But a lot more of my things have a PVC base to them. So this sword this is PVC. You can see it's layered outside the foam to give it, structure and keep it durable. And you can buy the PVC sheet from plastics suppliers around town. I go to one here in Austin and I buy sheets of this 3mm PVC sheet for right now it's pretty inexpensive. I think it's something like $40 for a big sheet. It was almost $90 at one point, but that's what I use for a lot of stuff, and just use a heat gun to heat form it. I use a lot of it on pink foam, so if I need something that has structure and volume, I'll stack up the pink foam, and then I'll glue some of the PVC around it, and then fill in with some body filler and sand it, and it's rock solid and it's big. And so that's where I make a lot of stuff out of, definitely PVC, EVA foam, and wood. Probably. I got this sword here I'm working on. This is, I made this base from scratch, and I like woodworking. I just wish I had more room for woodworking tools. I took woodworking like back in high school. So no, middle school. And thankfully, I never thought I'd be using those skills, but I do now. So that's kind of cool. My favorite Marvel hero or villain. So my favorite Marvel anti-hero. Okay, so favorite hero, I'm just going to say Wolverine. He's been my favorite for a long time. One of the first comic books I ever read was a Wolverine comic. And then right after that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic. And I was surprised with how violent it was, like just bloody, and especially Wolverine, because they were able to, because with his healing abilities, they were able to just do the worst things possible to him, and he'd still heal. And so the comics were extremely gory, but they're really good. And I remember I'd go down to the comic book store, and I would just sit there and read, and people who worked there didn't care, and I could just read whatever I wanted. Now, my favorite villain is Magneto, because he is a villain, right? Because he's a villain to some, a hero to others. So I kind of like that idea that because the story is being told from the point of view of the X-Men, it makes him an antagonist. But you could rewrite the story so that way he's the protagonist and the hero. So it's definitely Magneto. He's got a really interesting past. But I don't know if you ever saw or read that version of the alternate. I can't remember what universe it was, where Professor Xavier dies because his son came from the future, came back in time and killed him. And then Magneto became a good guy and grew his hair long, he had his long, awesome silver hair. And he ended up leading the X-Men. And I think Scott Cyclops ended up being bad. It was a really interesting. That was a long time ago, but I really liked that one. So yeah, Magneto. When you start Tundra Roof, when you started cosplay, when did you start cosplay, and what was your first cosplay? So I started cosplay in about 2002, 3, and like I said, I was making that sword from Xenoblade Chronicles, and there really wasn't many resources online for cosplayers back then, so it was really hard for me to find out how to do it. I didn't know what kind of materials to use or where to get this stuff, and Shulk ended up being my first costume, and I had to ask for help with the sewing because I didn't know how to sew. Everything I made was with hot glue. Hot gluing fabric together. So not so good, but we've all been there. I didn't know how to style the wig, so I just took it out of the bag and put it on. I didn't know what I was doing. So now I can do whatever. I can sew. I can do all that fancy stuff now. And I would definitely say sewing is probably the most difficult aspect of being a cosplayer. It's very, very challenging. And I know, as someone who was originally just a person who made a lot of armor, I have a lot of appreciation for how much effort it took to learn as much as I know about sewing. Do you ever run into trouble transporting your cosplays to cons? Yes. So I went to is that one in Washington, D.C.? Washington, D.C. What is it called? Shoot. I can't remember what it's called, but y'all know it. It's gorgeous there. I couldn't bring my Gladio sword because you had to pay $75 to ship it on the airplane. I was a guest at a convention in Wisconsin, and I had to really pick what I was going to wear when I was there, because you can't really take big armor everywhere, especially when it's not if you're doing a character that has maybe just a chest piece and a couple arm pieces. Y'all seen the League of Legends stuff, or the You know what I'm talking about. The traditional. Oh, all they have is pauldrons. They have one bracer, two bracers. They got a couple leg pieces. But when you make like a full suit of armor, you're not taking that anywhere other than the local cons. Especially if the weapons are outrageously big. So like that Monado back there, it ain't going nowhere. It's just going to local cons. Um, I've gotten better at making things that break down though. So they'll. I got this hammer I'm working on. Over here somewhere. And the hammerhead comes apart, and then uh, the wood piece comes into two pieces. So I've gotten more experience. The more experience I've had making props, the easier it's been to make them break down to take with me. Pepper here. Okay, let's see. Um, is it better to make cosplay outfits or to buy? Well, I guess that's up to you. Uh, I bought pieces and pieced together costumes. Like when I did Chief Bogo, I bought like a shirt, a blue officer shirt, pants for it. I got the badge made. I got a patch made. I made the horns myself, but that's technically a bought it, right? I did Chief Hopper from Stranger Things, and that was 100% purchase, but it was different aspects. I had to get the jacket and the hat and the uniform. I had his name tag made. Funny thing about the Chief Hopper cosplay actually was that the pens that they use in that are from an era that they don't really make pens like that anymore. They're these old fashioned, this specific vintage yellow. I had to special order these so that I can have the matching pen that he has in the show on the shirt, because that's what cosplayers do. We make sure we get all those dumb little details. And I bought a bunch of fake cigarettes because he chain smokes. And so that was a completely purchased costume. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Um, Especially if you don't have the skill to make it, just buy it. I'd say the only time you need to be cognizant is if you try to enter a contest with a purchase costume, because your judges will know instantly, or they should know instantly. So a lot of times I'll see, not a lot of times, but on occasion you'll see someone come in with a purchased item trying to play it off as if they made it, but there's too many signs, even if you remove the tags, that we just know what things look like. Okay, let's see. What advice would you give to people who are nervous about cosplaying? Um, Listen to Shia LaBeouf. Don't let your cosplay dreams be dreams. I say go with a group of friends. If you have friends to go with a group of friends. Um, they can definitely help with then keeping you from being nervous. Because I remember the first time I went to a con, I went alone, and it was Wizard World in Austin in 2002 or something. And no, not 2002, 2010, 12. It was a while ago. And I remember parking the car like a quarter mile away and feeling like everyone was staring at me. Who's this dude in this weird costume with giant sword on his back? And I thought everyone was judging me. And now I don't care. Now I wear it anyway. I'll go to Walmart and cosplay. I don't care. I'll go out to eat and cosplay. We'll go to a photo shoot, and then afterwards go out to eat, and I don't care. I'll wear cosplay all day long. Have you made your own character? If so, would you cosplay them? Have you cosplayed them? So like an original character? No, I haven't. Um, the closest I had to trying to make an original character was I was going to do my character from Final Fantasy 11. So I had a Mithra because I like, who doesn't like cat girls, right? And it was a red mage main, and I had a few maxed out classes, red mage, dark knight, and thief. But I wanted to make like my red mage version of my red mage with all the items I actually had. I had a whole bunch of AF2 items, and I wanted some other fancy stuff. So that's about the closest I ever got to an OC. But there's I've been asked to do other people's OCs, which I'm open to. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. For cosplay, I thought it would be cool to wear skates to give how do you say her name? The illusion that she is actually floating. Is this a good or bad idea? Skate. It's not a bad idea. Depends on how good you are at skating. I don't know. I'd say if you like it, go for it. Let's see. So, also something I'm making really soon. I have all the fabric for it, but I told myself I'm not going to do anything until I finish these commissions because there's people been waiting too long. I mean, they're all friends of mine, so they're pretty cool. But you kind of want to get your stuff eventually, right? And it's been kind of tough, especially with this year. It's been kind of tough. But I do have everything for Captain Falcon, so I'm going to be doing Captain Falcon's original outfit, and I think there's a good chance that nobody's going to think I'm Judge Dredd, because if they do, we're going to have problems. And then after I do Captain Falcon, the original colors, I want to do the Blood Falcon, the villain guy, and also Aquaman. I have most of the cosplay, so it seems like everything's in a certain level of doneness, So, and I think that's probably a problem I have. I work on a few things, and then I come up with a problem that I can't solve, and then I move on to something else. And then, so I have maybe 6 or 7 half-finished projects around. And, well, like I said, I'll get them all done. Let's see. Kelso, let's see. The process for the mold will take a while, but once it's made, would it be a good or bad idea to make weapon blades out of the resin? So I've contemplated, and I've seen a lot of people that I know who are prop makers sell replicas, resin casts of weapons, and I think that's a great idea. Uh, if you want to be able to, the mold can make. I don't know how many pulls you get out of the mold. Depends on how good of a mold you make, but you can. It'll pay for itself as long as you have people to buy it. I think it's a great idea. Personally, I don't use molds. I make everything one off. So when someone asks me to make something, it's made 100% from scratch, and that's just the way I do it. It's not a right way to do it. It's probably it takes a lot longer. Well, it does take a lot longer, um, but that's just how I like to make stuff. Uh, is there a way to make your own homemade wigs? I know there's a way to make them. I've never made them. Um, I know that there's tutorials because I was thinking about when I was gonna do um, Iskandar from Fate. He has red hair, and I knew that had red hair, so I was gonna have to make the wig because the way his hairline is, I was gonna have to sew in a whole bunch of wefts, and then also I was gonna have to make a like prosthetic beard because he has this weird jaggedy beard. So I remember looking online for some tutorials about how to make wigs. I know they're out there, but I haven't had a chance to really get into that yet. There you go. Get a wig cap and weave and stand style it. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. So I was going to talk to you all about how I start my creative process and getting into like the mood for being creative is is pretty hard for me. Some people they can just as soon as they get home from work, boom, they can start making stuff. But for me, I have this really weird area of time that I'm good to work through. You know, it's like uh, after dinner, after sunset. I don't know. It's really odd. I need to have lo-fi music on. Can't have any other noise around me in the house. Um, can't look at my social media or else I get totally distracted. And if I do watch anything, it's gonna be like let's play, like what do you call it? Let's play videos, people playing games that I like. But other than that, that's I got to get all those things in line if I'm gonna do something creative. So, alrighty. I think we're gonna about wrap this up, eh? And I hope you all enjoyed getting to ask questions. And if you have any more questions, just shoot me a message at Sledgehammer Creative on my Instagram. It's the same on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter. Well, Twitter's Sledge Texas, but I'm very active on Instagram and Facebook, and y'all can just send me any questions you want there. Whatever, you know. Um, for a beginning cosplayer, normally is it easy to style wigs? Yeah, it is. Uh, you just kind of got to do it. It's you know, it's one of those things where you just got to do it. That's how you learn. You learn by doing. What I would say, um, when you order a wig, you can pretty much get them pre-styled. Unless you're drastically changing it. So it's not too bad. The wig companies cater to us cosplayers pretty well nowadays. Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. Uh, you about ready to wrap things up?
yep, I'm good to go.
Cool, cool. All right. Did you enjoy doing the little panel that we have going on?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Well, I'm happy you're happy to be here. Do you want to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by to ask me questions. So making my first live stream like this success. I feel like it was really fun, and I hope I
Yeah.
get to do it again. Um, you can find me at Sledgehammer Creative at all platforms, except Twitter is Sledge Texas. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to fill you in on the best of my knowledge on how to make whatever it is you're looking to make. And
Nice.